Today we got a bit of a reaction video, a bit of a story time video, so let's get right into it. So basically I used to write for this auto blog called Revving It Daily, and at the time I had about one successful blog post on Car Throttle. I was left this comment about joining this new group, which was called, of course, Revving It Daily. I really jumped into it, like, sort of right away. I did check to make sure they were legitimate, and they were a legitimate group in that they weren't just trying to scam me or something. There are some scammy things they will do later on in the story. I just wrote all the blogs up on there through, I think it was Weebly or something was the platform originally, and things were going pretty smoothly. Weren't going like amazing. Like, I was just posting the same blogs I would post on Car Throttle, but I was posting them there first, and I was hoping to use that to basically just get some extra exposure. There was no sort of money or anything involved in this. However, the heads of the site, Abdul and another guy, forgot his name, had some plans to expand the group, and this is sort of where the issues start. Things at first sounded pretty nice because they were mentioning some ideas of starting to pay their writers, which was a great thing. But the thing was, to be able to pay their writers, they had to expand the size of the site and rapidly grow the user reach and the readership base of the site to be able to afford to be able to pay people, which is understandable. As a small site, you're not necessarily able to pay people because it's just not going to be much you're paying them anyway, and you have to put all the money into building the platform. The catch was that this new monetizing of the articles came with the expectation that people would have to post at least once a week or twice a week to, be part of this program and to get paid. And also the fact that the site had to grow to a certain threshold. I think it was 100,000 unique weekly viewers for people to start getting paid, and that was no promise that the pay would be any good either. This new plan for the site was called the Renaissance. As it turns out, the plans were just as pretentious as the name suggests. I got it up on my phone here. The article, the document, the Google document, mind you, that was sent to me. So I don't think there's any type of legal binding privacy requirement, considering I was given a Google Doc and I didn't sign anything. The Revving It Daily Renaissance, as told by Joshua, I'm going to leave out his last name. By the way, that's the name of the other guy. As you know by now, Revving It Daily is having a major update, moving over from Weebly to WordPress. That's right, the other thing is that they're moving over to WordPress. Now, it sounds like a big deal when you don't know what WordPress is, but WordPress is just a slightly more modifiable, more open source sort of website creation platform, means to create websites. It's not a template sort of thing. I think you can get templates for it, but it's more of a custom platform, and it's not bad, but it's not like a platform where you would have a major, like, #1 blog in America, worldwide type thing, #1 blog in the world platform. It's a decent platform. The main reason for this change is a strong attempt at gaining many, many, many more unique visitors to the site, and each and every week. Every is in bold, and that's a liberal use of many. And this is my take on explaining to you, the writers, exactly what those changes will be, why they will be, and how they account for you as writers at Revving It Daily, and not just the unique visitors of the site. So that is couched in sort of wonky language, but it is good that they were moving towards more of a system where the writers were not just like given the keys and just said, hey, write whatever. But before all of that, if you please could grab your notes taken whilst listening to and watching Abdul's Renaissance video. As Abdul originally said in the video, SEO, search engine optimization. Wow, you really know your stuff, boy! Search engine optimization! Like I don't know that! As close to the face of Google, Bing, YouTube, etc. as possible. Abdul is spending as much time as he dares learning how SEO and how to get the most out of it. Oh my gosh, this is so intense! Fair. Without Car Throttle's sharing abilities, we would be at the very least 1,600 page views down each week. We don't want to keep relying on CT, Car Throttle. We want to be bigger than Car Throttle. We want to bigger than what Top Gear was at its peak. That's literally the most popular television show of all time! Of all time! Maybe not of all time, but it was at one point the #1 show in the entire world! And this is just gonna be done by a few high school / college students who aren't even like savants or anything. And it's just blogs. It's just blogs. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here they do it. He does it again. Greater than Top Gear, Car Throttle, and Chris Harris on Cars. The guy who eventually also went on to go as to be one of the hosts of Top Gears. And, you know, he was a talented guy. He knows his stuff. He knows how to drive. He knows how to talk about cars. He's an artisan, really, honestly. I mean, if you want a guy just to talk about cars and to be very poetic about it, I would say Chris Harris he's a great guy at that. He's pretty good at that. So, if it seems like things are a little different here, it's because I had to take a slight break. So let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, taking advantage of James May's eventual death. Why James May? You want James May to die so much? You want him to die so you can write about it? I mean, Richard Hammond's the one who's like in risk of dying all the time. And then it says, if we got the first scoop on this, or even on of the first, then we made a funny article of his best moments. We would get so many page views and unique visitors, it'd be insane. Abdul has in the Bible put down the best ways to find trending content. Of course, some of it comes down to initiative. I kind of feel like he meant to say intuition. This is a great bit of jargon here. Identifying Revving It Daily's USP, unique selling point. Now, it doesn't really have much to do with the theme which we have chosen, but it does have everything to do with Revving It Daily becoming successful. It does, maybe, but you don't have to make this some profound thing. Why would you, as a reader or a community audience, choose our content over the likes of Top Gear, Jalopnik, Car Throttle, and this is a funny one, or even that batshit crazy American bobblehead that calls himself Doug DeMuro, and he'll get more views than you will ever get. Without CT, we would be amongst tadpoles in shitty water. We need to get out of that shitty water. As I'm sure you all know by now, we are paying more of our attention towards Buzzfeed! This is where they become car Buzzfeed. Full car Buzzfeed tard mode. We are going to implement many plugins and techniques in order to back up our USP. All we need is for everyone to put the work in. I mean that what exactly are you going to lose? If you thought Revving It Daily wasn't going to work and wasn't worth your time because you didn't understand the vision or see its potential, then you'd have most likely left by now. A bit like Chad. Probably not going to bother coming back. Who cares? He was more interested in when he was getting paid for his recycled American muscle car shit. He never even caught a glimpse of what could very well be us all in the future. He just didn't really care all that much. Can't blame him. You guys do. You're important. You do things that matter. You see and understand our USP, and I cannot wait to get it in full swing once the website is revamped in the very near future. Aside from all the dumb things that were in this article about the car Buzzfeed bigger than Top Gear, all that dumb stuff, the one thing that really made me want to leave this platform was this. Because they went out of their way and insulted someone that I considered to be a colleague. I considered to be a, at the time he was more of an acquaintance, I would say, but we became friends for a little bit after that. Then he went off to go on a Mormon mission, but that's I'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, if they're gonna insult this guy, who's a writer on my level, who's one of the better writers on the platform, if they're just gonna come out and insult him for being interested, maybe in getting paid, and he had a certain topic that he liked to talk about, which was muscle cars, and he was passionate about that, I was just kind of peeved to see them insulting him in this way, and just see that they have no respect for people in the community like that. You know, what's keeping them from just doing that to me if I want to leave? And I just saw this cultish type of attitude that they were taking on, and I just didn't want a part of it. And it was kind of sort of like a cult, because you really got paid in respect in this platform. I know it's supposed to be promotion and whatever, and there was a legitimate level of promotion, but there was no money involved. And I would say the biggest thing was that they sort of paid you for your efforts in respect, and they didn't pay it in actual money. We want people to see our content, read our content, like our content, share our content, and want more of our content. By using those 5 steps, we will become a huge success in the future. I promise you will. I'm exaggerating, but it does say will, like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And as Abdul and myself have said many, many, many times before, this will only become possible if you put the hours in. All caps, bold! Time is the most valuable thing you have in this world. That's probably true, but you're not some profound person for saying that. Put the hours in. I can promise you that you will be rewarded for your efforts. You can't actually promise that. That's the sad truth about this, is that you can't promise someone that if they put the hours in, they're going to be a success. It takes more than effort, even though effort is the key ingredient. Another version of effort maybe it could be considered, but it takes tact. It takes nuance to become successful. You have to learn. Learning is one of the biggest things. To, get to know people in the community, you have to kind of win them over. I'm not saying you be a corrupt person who is just successful because of their connections, but I am saying that you have to get along with people. The definite goal is to get Revving It Daily brand to 300 million unique visitors a week. I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm just going to look up some numbers. But I'm pretty sure that's ridiculous. Okay, I didn't manage to find like an ultimate list. There's probably one out there. But I found this short list of just retailers. Pretty big segment of internet views. Amazon sites. All Amazon sites get 183 million visitors, unique visitors monthly. So Amazon gets 183 million unique viewers a month, and you want to get 300 million unique viewers in a week. Who do you think you are? 300 million? And I would be like, fine. If it's a social media website or something, I'd be like, okay, you have ambition. But this is a car social media website. Not everybody's into cars, so that's already limiting it a large amount there. And I don't think any car site will ever be that big. Not even Drive Tribe, not even Car Throttle, not Jalopnik, not TopGear.com, not Motor Trend. Those guys are not going to be that big ever. So to think you'll be that, not just bigger than them, but you'll be bigger than all like the current like websites on the internet. It's ridiculous. After the launch of the site, it was a lot better layout, honestly, but they didn't have the huge boom that they thought they would have, and At one point, they even got banned from Car Throttle. Well, a lot of you are gonna probably question my ethics here about, you know, this is a private document only meant for writers, even though there's a ton of writers at the time. There was no, nothing signed that I wouldn't share this with anybody. There was no demand not to share this with anybody. Honestly, they've done something that's pretty annoying. See, I have an article here, just in this example, of some articles that are still up on the website, and it's fair that they still be up because I offered them to him, and I haven't talked to him about this, by the way. This is an article I wrote, an example of one of the articles I've written. It's called Ricers and Honest Take, and there's other ones. I saw one on stickers or whatever, car stickers, where the author title is, it's changed to be written by the owner of the website, the head editor, which is ridiculous, utterly ridiculous, that you would go on old posts and change them to be written by you. The good thing is, partially, is that I do have them up on Car Throttle as by me, so I can, in a way, confirm that they are mine. Yeah, and I can also confirm that it's mine because you left my name in there. Hi, this is a new series where I, Andrew. So you know that it was not written, in fact, by Abdul. Yeah, here's another example of the one about the stickers. Also changed. Also, this one's above 1K viewership. In the ending here, I had some links. So it says Andrew's author channel, and hopefully that explains why I was okay with making this video. And I'm not gonna lie and say that this video wasn't for laughs and that this wasn't for entertainment. It's not to say they haven't changed between then and now and haven't grown as people. I'm not gonna take that away from them if they have. So this has been a video about my experience with Revving It Daily, aka Car Buzzfeed. I think we had a laugh, I think we had a good time, I think we got serious at some points, but I think it was a good video. You can like the video, share it, subscribe. I'd like subscribers mostly just so I can shoot for that 1,000 threshold that's new with YouTube. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a goof, a gaff, a laugh, a sassafras, I don't know. Gotta get that unique selling point, guys. Gotta get that unique selling point. SEO, come on, guys. You need to go next level. And help people explore the world of cars! The world of cars presented by Disney Pixar!